All right, man. We're going. We're starting now.
All right, we'll
Hello,
get started.
everybody. I'll let you
Yeah.
finish this.
Oh, I was just gonna say
I
we'll
was
go
trying.
ahead and get
Listen,
started.
listen, listen, listen. Reed, our resident cold opener, isn't here this week, and
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to do a cold open when you only have two people. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to time it right so that you were talking whenever the record started. It didn't work out, but anyways, we're here now.
Well, you try and you fail sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just get back up, or sometimes you try and you fail, and the evil Power Master takes over the whole universe. Am I right?
That's true. Yeah, it's happened before.
On this very
It's
podcast,
actually happening right now.
it is happening right now. I mean, because
In a,
the
in
evil
a,
Power Master is back.
well, I was gonna say like in a more literal sense, with the
Oh,
U.S. But yeah,
right.
sorry. Anyways, that's enough of that.
Let's try. Yeah, let's try to read into the metaphor and the how relevant this 1984 Choose Your Own Adventure is to our own time.
That's right. That's
Crazy.
right. So if you didn't catch that, I'm Trent. That's Seth.
Oh yeah.
We're doing a little throwback this week. We're reading through a Choose Your Own Adventure novel once again. It's one that we've done before, but we're going to see if we can get some different paths, different adventures. All right.
Yeah. The interesting thing about the Choose Your Own Adventure too is that this book is like I don't know 120 pages. Obviously, in a Choose Your Own Adventure, you don't read the whole thing. You choose your adventure through it. But it's hard to know how long this is going to take. We could die in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Right. Here's the
Or we could
problem. We get one run in that's like 10 minutes long, and then the next one takes like an hour.
Yeah.
That would kind of suck.
Then it's past our bedtime,
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got to try to beat the evil Power Master this time.
That's
So,
right.
and I think it's okay that we're revisiting this because we'll finally conquer this. I've also been cooking up. Maybe I'll say no. I want to revisit. We talked about creating our Dungeons and Dragons characters. This was like
Yeah.
on like the fourth or fifth episode of the pod, and I feel like it would be cool to go back and revisit those characters. And stuff.
Yeah, we need to do that, man. We need to revisit those characters. We need to get a little campaign going.
That's right. I think that's how we become if we want to take this pod to the next level.
Yeah,
I think we got to have a YouTube show where we do that. I think that's
yeah. That's
that.
true.
There are several of those that seem to be popular.
Yeah, I agree.
And I haven't watched any of those because I want to stay fresh for when we do it ourselves. Can do things a little bit differently. So
Yeah, before we get into this too, I want to say you remember AR points? What does AR stand for?
accelerated reader.
Accelerated reader, right? So it's
Yeah.
like this point system they have in at least Alabama and Tennessee, probably tons of other places. I don't know if it's a federal thing. But it's like you read books and then you take a little quiz after you finish the book and you get points. I feel like a choose your own adventure book would be so difficult to have a quiz on, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit tough. You'd have to read through the entire book several times.
Well, actually, at the end, interestingly, I just saw this right before we started. It's only 6 questions, but it's a trivia quiz on
Okay,
on
all
the thing. But I think that you could do it just like these are like one of the questions is what is Flipto? We'll talk about Flipto on the first page.
Yeah.
So I think maybe if you're the author of this, like whatever. There's some stuff that you're going to cover kind of regardless of when you
Right.
die.
Yeah, that makes
Whatever.
sense. Well, maybe if we have time, we'll skim those questions at the end too.
Yeah, we'll do our trivia quiz at the end, baby, if we got time.
All right.
So anyway, this is, as we've covered on this pod before, it's some months or years ago. This is Choose Your Own Adventure: War with the Evil Power Master. This is by R.A. Montgomery, and this is number 12 in the Choose Your Own Adventure books series.
Damn.
There are a bunch of these. One of these is called Surf Monkeys. which doesn't really sound like there'd be a lot of drama, you know? In choosing your own adventure, I think you want it to be like, oh my goodness, action is going to have consequences.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels kind
Surf
of Air Bud.
monkeys. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them have to do with space. This one has to do with space. A lot of them have to do with, like, I don't know, mysteries, stuff like that.
And I know
Anyway.
before we read one, I guess it was a Goosebumps, right?
Yeah, we've done a Goosebumps before.
Purple Goo or whatever.
The Curse of the Purple Peanut Butter or something along those lines. But yeah, there are a couple used bookstores I still want to go to here that I haven't been to yet. So I'll be on the lookout for more of these because I think they're kind of fun. The Goosebumps one, I think, are particularly fun because it's like thematic for Halloween. Like I love, you know, speaking of elementary school, I feel like, you know, you had a lot of thematic stuff. You're watching Charlie Brown, Great Pumpkin. You're getting little Halloween basket at school. You're going trick or treating and stuff like that. You got to create the fun yourself as an adult. So we're gonna do some spooky choose your own adventures during the month of October, which is coming up soon.
Yeah, you know what? It's not that far away.
It's like half Halloween right now when you're listening to this.
Damn, really? I guess it's getting pretty close.
6 months away. No, I guess it's at the end of October, isn't it? Yeah, so it's 7 months away, but we're getting close, I guess.
All right, man.
So anyway, this is War with the Evil Power Master. And I guess we can collectively determine some of these things. A lot of times it's like a either or decision. I think last time I tried to just give it to you and read. But again, that's like a 2-person voting system, so...
Yeah, right.
Anyway, the Evil Power Master is back, Flipto. You shout this angrily to your Martian friend.
All right.
He's at it again.
So we've answered quiz question number 1.
Yeah, he's your Martian friend. Also, how relevant is this to today's economy, right? He's at it again. Oh, man, that's crazy. How did they predict this in 1984? Calm down, Commander. Now, tell me what's happening. Slowly. Flipto says in his even tone, so he's kind of like a level-headed kind of guy. Getting up from your desk, you hand Flipto a copy of the message that has just come in from a remote sector of the vast Lacunian system. The news is grim, obviously. Total destruction of the planets Haymog and Aruth. Evil Power Master claims responsibility. You, or us, you and me, Trent,
That's right.
are the primary unit commanders of the Lacunian System Rapid Force.
Oh, shit. So our entire home planet is gone.
I think so. Well, we're in charge of the whole system, I guess, not just Haymog and Aruth. I don't know like how important those planets are, but
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
Presumably,
We still have a family to go home to.
I hope. Flipto might be our only family, our Martian friend.
That's right.
Anyway, this position of primary unit commander of the Lacunian System Rapid Force is a position of enormous responsibility for a person of our age. We are natural leaders. We earned our rank through hard work, courage, and skill. Our colleague and teammate is Flipto, who is a Martian of great abilities.
Nice.
So he's a Martian, which I guess kind of means that we're in our universe because Mars exists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is kind of funny that the author put in, seemingly random planet names, and they're like, oh, by the way, your alien friend is from Mars.
Yeah, he's from Mars. You've heard of that place, right?
It's so we can relate better.
Well, one thing about the Lacunian system, since you asked, Trent, is that it's composed of several galaxies and thousands of planets. So honestly,
All
2
right.
planets down, not that bad.
Yeah, for real, we're doing pretty good. That's like a 99% success rate.
Well, it's the most successful experiment in civilization for both life forms and artificial intelligence. This book is really topical.
Damn.
For millennia, it has provided stability and freedom for all its members. So it's been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. A price has been paid for this freedom. It has provoked the anger and envy of those planets denied membership in the system. Some were rejected because they were dying civilizations. Still, other planets were excluded because the Lacunian Congress felt they had greater potential for evil than for good.
You know what? That's pretty accurate too.
Well, these evil planets have banded together under the leadership of a negative life force who calls himself the Evil Power Master. They are the renegades against whom you and Flipto struggle. They are dedicated to the destruction of the Lacunian system. Flipto asks, did you expect anything else, Commander? We both knew that the Evil Power Master would be back. We are sadly familiar with his magical powers, or what some call magical powers. Here 1 minute, there the next. A beam of destructive light today, a cloud of poison gas tomorrow. A corrupt government official in a high position, ding, ding, ding. A feeling of dread that cloaks a city, or a shower of missiles on the mother planet Lacus. So, a couple different strategies this guy's got. You're right, Flipto. I hope we had destroyed him in the Purple Days War, which took so many lives in a short time. I had hope, Flipto. You did too. Well, Commander, don't be so hard on yourself. You did your best. Right now, he's back in full force seeking revenge for the renegade planets we've destroyed. So we've destroyed some planets. Now he's destroying a couple planets too.
Yeah, so who's the real bad guy here?
Yeah, if you're taking the position of the Evil Power Master, right, you're fighting against people who are destroying your planets.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
right.
It's hard to say. But here's coming up on our first decision. What should we do, Flipto? We can't just sit and wait. We could go right to the sector where this attack happened and check it out. But that means calling in the space vehicle from Patrol. Or we could call in all unit commanders and meet with the Lacunian Congress to plan for defense and attack. So do we want to check out the sector by calling in the space patrol vehicle? Or do you want to call in the commanders and meet with Congress?
What sounds more fun to you, man?
Well, I will tell you,
Holding Congress?
I'm pretty sure last time we called in the space vehicle.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
If we want to mix it up from the first decision, we could probably go to Congress, I guess. But
you know what? I'm okay with that. I think Congress. I don't. You never know. You never know what's going to happen there.
That's right. You never know. You never know. All right, we're calling in Congress. Flipto, prepare a message to all unit commanders ordering them back to base. Alert base command on Lacus. Tell them we will make a hyperspace return. This is a red emergency. You're greeted at base by the leaders of the Lacunian System Congress, elected representatives from throughout the multi-galactic system. The spokesperson for the Congress is Terra. That's the only name we get, Tara, which is kind of not future space enough for me.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say.
That's my sister's name. That's crazy.
Yeah, so she's the spokesperson for the Congress. She's an old woman from one of the first space colonies established by Earthlings.
Damn, okay.
I don't know if the timeline's adding up here because the Lacunian system has been around for millennia. And Terra is from one of the first space colonies.
From Earth.
Okay, I guess.
Right, so we're probably not Earthlings.
Oh, us in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Huh.
Well, Terra is respected for her firmness, wisdom, judgment, and patience. She's also remembered as a fierce warrior, a heroine of the early days of the Purple Days War, when bandits ravaged the independent planets. Now she faces you. There is determination in the set of her mouth. So, Commander, it's our old friend, the Evil Power Master. Is it? Yes, Terra. He is back. The Great Hall is filled with the babble of countless languages as representatives from all over the multi-galactic universe talk excitedly about the dreaded Evil Power Master. With the swiftness of a forest that falls silent at an intruder's appearance, the noise is extinguished as a deep metallic voice fills all corners, all spaces of the hall. Give up, fools. Your time has come. You've witnessed my power in the past. Haymog and Aruth are just reminders. Submit to my will, or Earth Marzina, and one more planet of my choosing will disappear. You have just 3 days to give me your answer. So this is obviously the evil Power Master zooming in to the meeting.
Who let this guy in here?
Yeah, how
He
do you
works
get-
for the Atlantic, man.
Man, we left him in on our text chain. That's crazy. You turn to Tara, who sits quietly, hands folded in her lap, eyes half shut in meditation. Well, Tara, what do you think? There's no time to think, Commander. There's only time to act. Good thing we chose to meet with Congress instead of acting.
Yeah, for real, dude. Oh, man.
You know that she is right, because Marzina has a population 723 times the size of Earth's. Such large-scale destruction of life is unthinkable. Suddenly, you have an idea. Tara, that voice. I've heard it before. I've always believed the evil Power Master has a base here on Lacus. When he's in human form, it's
let's
natural
go, dude.
for him to be right here. I believe I know where the voice is coming from. Let me chase it down.
Hell yeah.
You're excited about this.
Yeah, I think
wanna-
so. Well, here, let me tell you why. Because the last
Yeah.
time we faced the evil Power Master, I feel like, I don't recall entirely, but I feel
Yeah.
like we were kind of just like swallowed up by a black hole or something.
Yeah, I think that we were like sucked out of our spaceship or something. It was something where it's like there's not even anything we can do to fight. We're just kind of like floating around or something.
Yeah, right. So now that we've got a chance to face him in his mortal form,
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling
I think
good, man.
This is setting up a cool, if we choose all the right things, who knows if we will. But we'll have like a hand-to-hand combat. You know, we're tag teaming
Yeah.
with Flipto against the evil Power Master. So
Right.
that would be quite cool. Because I was kind of unsatisfied with our last
I agree.
result there.
We got to get revenge.
Well, she nods her head. Tara does. So she's saying, yeah, go after him if you know. Yeah, I thought before that the enemy would be among us. Among us. Would you like me to work with you, or will you pursue him on your own for now? So do you want to work with Tara?
You know what, man? We've already chosen the more sensible path with Congress.
Right.
I think we have to take Tara with us.
All right, we're going to join forces with Tara.
Yeah. Anybody who's like, "Hey, do you want me to join?" We're going to be like, "Yes."
Sure. Yeah.
You agree
The
with
more
that?
the merrier.
All right. All right.
What if, just hear me out here, what if Tara is the evil Power Master? Could she be?
You never know, man. Oh no, dude! I didn't think of that. I don't know. I
Well,
think
we'll
that's
see.
that's a chance we got to take.
Tara, I will be honored if you join me. The evil Power Master defies ordinary approaches, so your experience is needed. Thank you. Think nothing of it. Now let's leave this dreary hall and its babbling. I can hardly hear myself think. Once away, you explained to Tara that the voice reminded you of a recording made by a terrorist group years back. The recording had been a demand for money. Remember the Purple Days War and the terrorist gang that tried to blackmail the Congress for 300 million Lacunian dollars? Who
That
could
doesn't feel
forget?
like
They
a
almost
lot.
No, it doesn't, does it?
I don't know.
300
Maybe-
million Lacunian dollars.
Maybe a Lacunian dollar is like 1,000,000 Earth dollars.
Right.
You know, who knows? Who knows?
Who could forget? They almost succeeded when they hijacked that giant intergalactic transport. This is kind of dark for kids to read.
Yeah.
They're hijacking planes, and they called them terrorists, literally.
Well,
I mean, this was 1984.
1984, dude.
I guess you're right. They predicted something there, maybe though. They also have this picture, which maybe worried, is they've got
Yeah,
like a
it's the-
skyline.
It's the quadruplet towers.
Yeah, the quadruplet towers. Well, I think it could be the same gang. I remember where their headquarters was located. Let's start there. Hopefully they would have gotten rid of the terrorist gang, but maybe the headquarters, they're still just meeting at the old headquarters. The major city of Lakus is strung out along both sides of the river Klingda. Towers and spheres as tall as 40 stories, which does not seem that high.
I mean, we're in outer space, man. Nothing is big. Nothing is big, dude.
Anyway, they're towers that are 40 stories tall. They're walkways and arches and stuff like that. You and Tara approach one of the large spheres on the far side of the city overlooking the river. Years ago, the top floor of this large sphere in town had been the headquarters of the terrorist gang. It's just a hunch on your part that the gang may be at it again, but you have followed hunches before and they have usually been right.
Yeah.
No one is outside the sphere. All seems quiet. Access is simple. There are no guards, no questions, no hassle. You take the shuttle stairway to the top level of the sphere. Using a digital lockpick, standard issue to the Rapid Force, you enter the space once occupied by the terrorists. The room seems deserted except for an old computer console and a display unit in a corner. A green glow bathes the display unit. Moving across the room, you find a short message on the computer screen. Fools, your time is up. Capitulate now.
Okay. See, why didn't they give us a choice to not go in the sphere? Because I thought that's where this was going. And I was going to be like, nah, dude, the sphere is a distraction.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, you say we're on to them, Tara. It's got to be them. This is a message to the Congress. The deadline is too soon. On a whim, you hit the key on the computer for print, and the old-fashioned laser printer next to the console prints away.
Okay.
We're going back to page 5. We were on page 22, and we're going back to page 5.
Oh, man.
Look at this, Tara. It's a plan and timetable for takeover after the Congress gives in. Ding, ding, ding.
That sounds accurate, maybe?
Yeah. Unit 3, occupy Great Hall. Unit 2B, occupy Computer Control Center. Unit 1, disarm Rapid Force. That's us. They have a plan for taking us down. Unit 5, control Information Center. Unit 4, control Food Distribution. They're so confident of success. Let's do a check with the Central Computer Service and run down the other terminals. That should give us the location of other bases. So we can just track who these computers are communicating to, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Tara hesitates. What's up, Tara? You ask. Whoever was here might come back. These people aren't stupid. Let's wait here and try to capture one of them. You consider this. But on the other hand, you say, time is of the essence. The evil Power Master is as good as his word. He'll destroy those planets unless we can get to him. We must deactivate the laser cannon or whatever he's using.
Yeah.
So do you want to wait here and ambush for somebody, or you want to track down the other computers by contacting the Central Computer Service to see who else is in the network?
This one's tough, man. This one's tough. Going off of your original theory in that Tara could always be the evil Power Master.
You think we need to disagree with her one time?
Yeah. Yeah. See what happens.
Like, no, we're not just going to sit here and wait because then he's going to blow it up.
Right.
Or you're just going to distract me, your ultimate. Also, what happened to Flipto? I thought Flipto was hanging out with us.
Yeah,
I guess we traded in Flipto for Tara.
That's kind of sucks.
Well, so do you think we should wait, or you think we should try to track down the other bases?
I'm more inclined to track down other bases, but
Yeah.
if you feel otherwise, we can go for it.
I think we should act. I think they left a message for us on the screen, so they obviously know that we were there. You think they're just going to come back?
Why would they come back? Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're going to page 52 here to track down the other bases.
All right.
Let's get back to headquarters in the Central Computer Service. That's our best lead. We can send a patrol to watch this place. That's a good idea.
Nice.
Fine with me, says Tara. Before you can reach the shuttle stairs that lead to ground level, 3 orange-skinned creatures burst in.
Wow, we didn't.
Each has a.
We probably could have waited.
They were on their way in. Each of these creatures has a ring of eyes around its bulbous head.
Poke
so it's like a.
Poke every single one.
One of them cries out, and I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly to be respectful to the orange-skinned creatures with rings of eyes around their bulbous heads. Freakgis myocardinium.
Nice, dude.
Dropping to a crouch, you grab your laser gun and fire. Zap. 2 of the creatures are stunned. We got a 2-for-1 special there. The third leaps to the stairway and disappears down the steps. It's no use following, you decide. That orange creature was too fast. You and Tara race back to headquarters. Rushing to the central computer service, you order an immediate trace on the computer. Right away, Commander, right away, the head of the computer service says. You confer with Tara. She suggests that one of you go to the Congress and let them know what's going on, warning them not to capitulate. The other should return to the terrorist headquarters to keep an eye on the computer. So, you're splitting up with Tara here.
Yeah,
one of you is
right.
going to go to Congress, and one of you is going to go back to the computer.
That's tough, man. You've got me convinced. You've got me convinced that Tara could be the bad guy.
So,
I
do you
feel
want
like
to put her
whatever we
back
do,
in contact with her?
She's either gonna like blow up Congress, or she's gonna blow up the computer and give us no chance of finding the rest of them. Right? What do you feel?
Could be.
What do you feel? You feel like a second trip to Congress, find a new sidekick.
It also seems so weird that like we had to go back. We had to go in person to the computer service to ask them to do this, and we have to go in person back. Yeah. I think we should talk to Congress. That's
okay.
Because like I don't know
like
what harm she could do with the computer and stuff, but she could probably do harm to Congress. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're going to talk to Congress. I'll talk to the Congress, Tara. She nods her agreement. You leave immediately to the Great Hall, where all is chaos. Delegates from all over the universe are babbling in frightened confusion. You approach the main table where the venerable leaders of the Congress are gathered. Please, let me speak to our representatives, you say. Eager for any direction or guidance, the leaders give you the floor. Friends, don't give in. Have courage. I beseech you. The evil Power Master can be defeated. A murmur of disbelief greets your words. As you begin to speak again, the crowd jeers. Shouts of, "Fool, we've heard that speech before. We'll all die," resound throughout the great hall. You hold up your hands for silence, but no one listens. Well, this has not gone very well.
Well, what would Tara have done?
Yeah, I guess. You know? I don't know. She didn't seem like she's old. I don't know how well she can do with these newfangled galactic computers, but exactly. I don't know. Then the voice, the metallic twanging voice of the evil Power Master fills the room up again. Don't be fools. Give up now. Time is running out. Hesitate and you are doomed. There is a momentary silence. Then the great hall fills with screams and shouts. The Congress has become a hysterical, frightened mob. The deadline is almost up. I thought it had just been like an hour or two. Apparently it's been 3 days. So
yeah, right.
Doom is just a few hours away. Oh, we're rejoined by our friend Flipto, who rushes into the Great Hall. He has been in the computer room with Tara. Commander, I've got it.
So wait, I know this is all in like the same building? And we've been here for 3 days?
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's because we're on a different planet and the days are really short.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, he says the evil Power Master is like, it's going to be 3 days until I blow up these planets, but it's actually like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we have to act quickly.
Yeah.
Flipto says, Commander, I've got it. I know where the evil Power Master is. He has a satellite orbiting this very planet. It's small and its protection is limited. There are 11 similar satellites throughout the system, all under his control. There is no time to think, only to act. Do you want
Choose
to
number
launch?
1 through 11.
Do you want to launch an attack immediately, or do you want to inform Congress and get the members to order a full-scale attack?
Dude, I feel like this Congress is useless.
Yeah. So I feel like the decision here, they say launch an attack immediately versus talk to Congress to get a full-scale attack. So I feel like if we do immediately, we get the one that's on our planet, but if we do the full-scale attack, we might get all 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
But is that going to take too much time, right? Because he can laser our planet probably right now.
Right. Yeah. Damn.
I could be reading too much into this too. Also, there's been less action. We've just kind of been walking around and talking to people.
I think Congress is too far gone. They're mobbing up. They're yelling at each other. I think they're done. I don't think they're going to listen.
Yeah. We'll launch an attack immediately.
I think we take our shot.
Yeah. We're going to text it to our lawyer, our journalist buddies. We're going to go. Well, there's no time to waste. Good old Flipto, you think? He's always on top of things. What a Martian.
Oh, what if it's Flipto, dude?
The dash to the hangars is difficult because of the anxious crowds, but finally you make it. I guess we're the one who's doing the attack. Your ship is ready for immediate use, and Flipto's coming with us, too. Check accelerator levels, Flipto. Check. Energizer levels. Check. Gyro stabilizers. Check. Let's go, you say. You and Flipto zoom into space. There has been no time to alert the others. Your hands are full with the mission before you. Soon, you break through the protecting radiation belt. Your ship is showered with small meteorites and space debris. A fair-sized meteorite hits you, and the ship rocks.
Oh, man.
But all systems register normal after Flipto manipulates the auto repair cycles. Nice. Coming up on the satellite, Commander. Right, Flipto. Watch their deltas. They are fast. No problem for an old Martian like me, Commander. 3 waves of deltas hit you. I'm not really exactly sure what we're talking about when we say that. But 3 waves of deltas hit us, but each time Flipto beats them off.
Huh?
With a devastating array of shots. Finally, you are zeroed in on the base of the evil Power Master. Yield or will fire, you command over the communication system. The satellite bristles with an array of antennas. They must be part of the laser cannon positioning device that pinpoints the planets for destruction. Never, I'll never yield, you fool, says the evil Power Master. You don't hesitate. One massive blast of your laser eradicates the evil Power Master's base. The light from the explosion illuminates the heavens, and a cry penetrates the universe. Fool, you will be sorry. The end.
What? That's crazy,
got him.
dude. That's nuts.
Wow.
Wow. What a sudden ending.
I know, it really ended just like that. Like,
I was
just 2
expecting
seconds
more
ago, we were in Congress.
Build up. Yeah, what the hell, man? That's crazy.
Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened if we tried to talk to Congress. I wonder
All right.
if the message is that it would take too long to get everybody in order or whatever. Oh my God, there's somebody named Jose. There's somebody named Polly. There's somebody named. There's a different one I saw too. There are all sorts of people we haven't even met. So let's think about if we went to Congress.
All right.
What
All right.
might happen there? But yeah, I mean that's pretty good. This is our best result yet because
Dude,
we
30
win.
33 minutes. That might be like a speed run. You know?
Yeah,
They should
not
do,
bad.
They should do choose your own adventure speed runs, man.
Oh well, this would be a speed run too. Despite the urgency of the situation, you know that Congress must be informed. You approach the leaders. Tara has reached them first and is already deep in conversation. She is trying to persuade them to order a full strike. It's a calculated risk to order a full strike. There is danger of a devastation so complete that it can destroy the entire system by shockwaves and deadly fallout. But the evil Power Master represents an eternal danger to the system. Perhaps the risk is worth it. The Congress leaders decide full strike it is. The combat crews are mounted, the weapons are trained on the target, the commands are given, the Lacunians fire. With no chance to escape the blast, the evil Power Master's followers return fire, and in the gigantic explosions that occur, all life forms in the system suffer. In minutes, 60% have died. The lucky 60%. The others linger on in pain. But the evil Power Master is victorious. His nature is more negative, more destructive than the powers of weapons. He is not damaged by the blasts. He reigns supreme and alone in the universe.
Dude, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's
Good
wild.
thing we didn't talk to Congress.
So I'm kind of curious as well, like, if we had chosen not to tag along, like not let Tara tag along, is that how we would have met someone else?
Jose or
Yeah.
Polly or whoever else. I don't know.
'Cause-
And also,
How did Tara help us? What did she do?
I don't really think she did.
Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of, maybe she was like, "Hey, you should go to this computer room." Maybe we wouldn't have had the chance to go to the computer room if we weren't talking to the old lady who knows about
Yeah.
computers.
Maybe not.
I don't know, man.
One of the options that you can have here is if you choose to pretend you are an interested marine biologist, turn to page 14. Or if you choose stealth, turn to page 25. So we're in a situation where we can either sneak past something or act like we're interested in marine biology. That's kind of an interesting
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. Another thing to think about is like, for some reason, if we don't talk to Congress, it appears, at least, that the evil Power Master is vulnerable to our laser blasts. Mm-hmm. But if we choose to talk to Congress instead, then even though everybody else dies, he doesn't, because for some reason he's not vulnerable to weapons or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like the endings are different, not just in like your choices have consequences, but like kind of the nature of stuff changes based on your choices.
Right. Yeah, I think so. That makes a lot of sense to me.
It's not just like you're in the same sort of existence. It's like if you have Terra or not, right?
Yeah.
That might change completely the characteristics of the evil Power Master versus just like anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty fun though. I think that was a good one. We had some good choices there. I don't know if we'll ever get back into this one to see the marine biology thing, but
I've got to pause for a second.
okay.
All right. Sorry for the brief pause. We're back.
Yeah, we got hacked by the evil Power Master.
Don't worry about it, okay? It's not
Don't worry
important.
about it. Don't worry about it.
We took care of it. All right.
Yeah.
We're back. But no, how do you think this time compares to our last encounter with the evil Power Master?
The evil Power Master, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was much better. And I think
Yeah.
that, I don't know, it's all written by whoever R.A. Montgomery is. But, like, some of the paths are much better than others, I think. Like, the ones last time I feel like were pretty lame.
Really? I mean, well, I feel like just the idea of going through Congress is kind of lame. But
So,
it
yeah.
worked out.
It did. I feel like it worked out and was, like, kind of cooler because, like, we shot at some orange bulbous head eyeball people. And I
Yep.
feel like in the other one, we chose the decision that was, like, more rash. But it ended up being, like, we're just kind of flying around space and then we just kind of lose because we get lost in space or something.
Right.
So,
We tried to be the hero.
yeah.
Didn't work out, man.
We just got to talk to Congress instead. But don't talk to Congress too much or else you'll kill 60% of the population for some reason.
That's right.
So.
Yeah.
If you were going to write a choose your own adventure book, Trent,
Yeah.
what would the setting be? Space, mystery.
Dude, I think okay, so I can't remember the name of the series, but there was a book series that I read a lot of when I was, I don't know, third, fourth grade, something like that. And it was like weird sort of disasters at like national parks and stuff. Do you remember those?
It's like fiction,
Yeah.
or it's okay.
I gotta figure these out, but I think something like that would be kind of cool. Like the one that I'm remembering is like this group or a couple of kids or something, teenagers maybe,
Yeah.
go to the Grand Canyon, and one of them like falls into the Grand Canyon
Oh my god.
or something like that.
They have to like figure out how to get them out.
Yeah, some like a disaster.
Okay.
Choose your own adventure would be kind of cool. I think.
Yeah.
What are those
I think
books
like,
called?
did you ever read Hatchet?
Yeah, yeah. See, that's
I think
a good
like
one. Nature
because that would be
disaster
like
and-
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Survival.
And so I guess Hatchet would be like doing this solo, right? You're kind of maybe
Yeah.
think you're on a Boy Scout trip or whatever, and something happens, and you got to coordinate with, the other people in your pack to figure it out. That would be cool. I
Yeah.
read there's this book that I need to track down too that I bought at a Scholastic book fair thing one time. The only real things I remember about it are that there was like this kid on the front. He had like long white hair, I feel like, but he was like not like old. He's like a kid. He just has white hair, and he
Yeah.
had like a red bandana. And the like marketing of the book, like the cover and the text and stuff, the cover was like in light purple and the text was like in red. So it's like very striking, like this color scheme and stuff like that. But I can't find this. But the theme of the book was like this kid is like he's like a lone wolf, like fighting against some kind of like oppressive government or whatever, and he has to like fly a helicopter and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
pretty sick. But I think that would be kind of cool if it's just like you're a kid, but you're Rambo basically is what it was.
Yeah, that would be
I don't
pretty
know.
sick. Yeah,
I don't know if they have like a Rambo style one, but they've got a bunch of different ones of these.
Yeah. Also, I think I found the series. There are 13 books in the series, and it's called Mysteries in Our National Parks.
Huh. Okay.
They're all written by Gloria Skrzinski.
Okay.
Well, the first 6. Then there's like one that's written by somebody else, but yeah, it's like the first one is called Wolf Stalker,
Okay.
and it says Yellowstone National Park buzzes with rumors about a wolf attack, and a stalker edges through the trees ready to kill. There's Rage of Fire, which I think I read that one. It basically says vacationing in Hawaii, 12-year-old Jack and his almost 11-year-old sister Ashley snorkel and discover the island's wildlife. While climbing Devastation Trail on the Kilauea crater, they are chased by a mysterious woman in red with long black hair who shouts at them in Hawaiian. Yeah, I remember. I don't know exactly what happens here, but I remember reading some of these. Cliffhanger is the one that I was thinking of.
Oh, so that's
12-year-old
where the kid falls into the Grand Canyon?
12-year-old Jack is excited about going to Mesa Verde with his mother after she is called upon to investigate a cougar attack. But when he arrives, he realizes that his plans of exploration have to be changed. That's all it says.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a bunch. There's one in Everglades National Park. There's one in Glacier National Park. Zion National Park. Pretty cool stuff. So I think something like that. Yeah, similar to Hatchet, right? Where
Yeah.
you're in a wilderness situation.
It's
And
kind
you
of a
have to-
realistic choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, this one is not very realistic because you have to talk to Congress. And it's not very
And
realistic.
shit
for a
gets
couple
done,
reasons.
kind of.
Do you think that they would ever, or that there would be a market for doing a choose your own book for like adults? Because this is for like, it's for podcast purposes, but also probably for like 12-year-olds. Like, do you think an adult would read one of these?
I think so. I think maybe another sort of fascinating facet that could work for this would be like sort of like a true crimey situation. I don't know, maybe you're like a detective or something. And I could see that, especially if it's like you're an investigator investigating a bunch of murders, like a serial killer situation. That could be more adult themed. And you could have it be like a choose your own adventure situation. But the book would have to be so long.
It'd have to be thick.
Yeah.
So I think that what you would find for some reason, I mean, obviously this is from 1984. I don't know if they're making a whole bunch of these for kids now. But I feel like if you're thinking about something like this for adults, it would be like in a board game format or in like some kind of video game format. Not like a Fortnite, right, shooter or whatever, but like a slow pace, like story based. You just kind of choose actions kind of thing. And so I think that this would be interesting. And I think people would be interested in it if you made like an adult themed true crime murder investigation thing. Because I think people don't want to be on their phones or watching TV or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes people want to do it by themselves instead of in a board game format too. So I think like a true crime serial killer investigation thing could be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But adults are going to require more explanation than like Flipto comes out of nowhere and says, "We found him."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there would be like a chapter of text in between decisions, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think another thing too, like you remember, did you ever watch Black Mirror?
Yes.
You remember when they did like the movie Bandersnatch? Yeah. That like you choose different paths, sort of.
Yeah.
I think something like that would be pretty cool too.
Also, so this is not like totally new, but there is a new-ish season of Black Mirror. I don't know if you have like kept up with it.
No.
One of them has the main actress from Atlanta. I don't know what her name is. But she's like a photographer. And like, I just went back like semi recently and watched like this newest season of Black Mirror. And it's like really, really good. Like,
okay.
I didn't know that it came out, but it did. And one of them has the what's her name from Schitt's Creek, the sister.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know her name. I'm trying to even think about what she says.
You know
she
what?
says
That's
ew,
like the first
ew
season.
something.
That's the first season of the episode, or the first episode of the season, right?
Yeah,
I did watch that.
So
that one's cool.
Yeah, so there's like a new-ish season of Black Mirror that was excellent, and the one with, especially with the person from Atlanta, I think is like really, really cool and goes like not exactly what I expected, but like really, really cool. So anyway, Black Mirror is very cool. Yeah. And the choose your own adventure thing on Netflix, I don't know. It is
was kind of mid.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's cool to think about like, because Black Mirror is obviously not for children. So this is like a mature audience. You know, they tried something and I think it was like kind of meta. Like, I guess some of the choices you could make were meta, is like the person starts to like figure out they're in a choose your own adventure thing. Mm-hmm. And that I think is a little kind of hokey, I think. Versus if you're just actually making these decisions, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like kind of a downside of that, especially in like a TV series or a movie, I guess, would be that you're paying these actors and editors and I don't know, all the different parts, bits and pieces that go into making a movie. You're basically making like double or triple the amount of content that people are going to see.
Yeah.
Which is probably why that hasn't been done like constantly, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror movie, was kind of probably a bust as far as making money goes.
Yeah. Because they haven't really replicated that, right?
Yeah.
They did it once, and there was like a lot of marketing, I think, and stuff behind it. But yeah, I don't know if...
Yeah.
Like, I did it, but I don't know if you're like a casual Netflix person, like, you're going to go in there and like play this
Yeah.
thing where you have to have your remote next to you to like click it every 5 minutes or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But while we're on the topic of TV shows, I know we're kind of running
Yeah.
long, but I recently resubscribed to Max. All right, so that I could watch basketball. But
Okay.
but in doing so, I started watching The Righteous Gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
Insanely good.
Yeah.
I started watching it yesterday. I'm already 4 episodes in. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
So they're in their last season now.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think I've watched the first 2 seasons. But yeah, it's very funny, very wacky, and I think it only gets wackier as time goes on. Like I haven't seen the newer seasons, but they've got like a holiday resort. They've got like a monster truck at one point. Like there's some really like funny because I think the first season, maybe even the first episode, they're like in a wave pool or whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's pretty funny stuff that they've got going. Just
They're
thinking about
baptizing a bunch of Chinese people in a wave pool.
Yeah. So it just kind of, I feel like it just keeps on getting bigger in scale. It's like, okay, we've made enough money from our mega church. We can upgrade from the wave pool to our own wave pool or our own,
Yeah.
holiday resort or whatever it is. It's very funny.
So good. I love it already.
I need to go back because I think there are 2 more seasons that I haven't watched. But yeah, it's a very funny show.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to. Looking forward to hopping back into Max. So it'll be a good time.
Well, and speaking about video games, the Last of Us comes back soon too. That's like a
That's true. Yeah.
video game based TV show, which is pretty
Yeah.
good. So
I need to get back into that one too. I watched like 4 episodes of that and then stopped. So
yeah.
got a lot of catching up to do, man. Don't talk to me
Good.
for a week.
That's what you're paying them for. Hope it's good that you got content that you want to see. So
Yeah.
let us know. We're at FK the Pod everywhere. You can also get we're at Flipdo on Instagram. No, I'm kidding. We're at FK the Pod on Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, stuff like that. You can also email us. We're fkthepod@gmail.com. Let us know if you would read an adult choose your own adventure book, or whether you think we made the right decisions in talking to Congress, or how topical you think War with the Evil Power Master from 1984 is in terms of our current politics and stuff like that. And anything else, you can get at us at all those places.
That's right. See you later.